So what we're going to do is we're going to play a game called the Post-it note game. Okay? And what I want to show you guys here with Nicole is that the words up here, it's not so important that you write them down. Matt Hall actually has these on a email that he's going to make available or a printout that has all the words. What I want you to see is how to play the game, how to teach it to somebody, okay? So I know you can't read these from down there, but just look at how we play the game, okay? So let's step over here. And why don't you stand right over here, Nicole, right in front. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to have some names of people. And these are people that you know, warm contacts. These are not cold calling doctors or salons or anything. These are people that you may have worked with, friends, family members, neighbors, anybody like that, okay? And the idea is that you're actually going to take words on little yellow Post-it notes and stick them on a wall so that when you're on the phone, you don't get nervous and forget what to say. Has that ever happened to you before?
Absolutely.
Me too. I get very tongue-tied. And the other thing is sometimes when you're looking at a script, can it feel overwhelming and frustrating when there's a lot of words? And I know I'm not a good actress, so it's really hard to get through all that. The idea is to put little codes or little keywords to remind you while you're on the phone. And also, once you get to the end of the Post-it notes, that's your cue that you've said enough. Close your mouth, say goodbye, and hang up. Because often when we're new, do we try to tell everybody everything on the phone? Try to push all the science, everything through? That can get you in trouble because then you can't send the experience through the phone. The other thing I want you to realize is that in between each Post-it note is space. That is your key to take a breath. Don't talk too fast because you're sending a lot of new information over to the other person, okay? So I'm going to go through them with you one time and then we'll do a practice call, okay? So why don't you step over this way so we can look at these. So the first one says clear the time. So this is going to sound something like, hey Susan, it's Deanna from the gym. Is this a good time to chat? You might catch people at work or sitting down to dinner and you don't want to go through this really fast if they're not in the mindset to listen, okay? The next one is you want to warm up and chit-chat a little bit. Especially if you haven't seen them for a long time, you want to build that rapport and have some warmth in the conversation. They might ask you what's going on in your life. Keep it short and brief. Ask them a few questions. So you might put a couple words like spouse, kids, holiday, different things that you could chat with them about, okay? The next Post-it note says business. I actually called to talk about a little bit of business. I'm glad we had a chance to catch up, but I'm actually calling to talk to you about business. Then you pause a little bit and let that sink in. It's a different kind of call than a social call. We want them to know that that's why we're calling. Then I want you to use the word project. Instead of saying opportunity, which kind of has a negative sound to it. Whenever I hear opportunity, it's like, I've got an opportunity for you. I just kind of cringe, okay? So we're going to give you a new word that hasn't been used as much, and we're going to say project. Now when you think of project, don't you think of like school project or real estate project, or does it sound more interesting?
My interpretation of project means there's a specific period of time, so it means I'm not engaged in something for a great period of time. It means A to B.
Yes, sense of urgency, that's great. So I'm working on a project and I need some help. They're going to say, well, what kind of project? How does it work? Well, we're working with a device the size of a cell phone that uses energy and makes people's faces smooth and younger. Now I want to make sure you can read my writing. I wrote these kind of fast, but you can see all that, okay? And another point you can hit is that it's painless and it works in minutes. You want to assure them that you're not going to do anything painful or uncomfortable for them. I'm looking for models to practice this technique with my beauty computer. Can you help me? Then you pause. And they'll either say, sure, great. You'll confirm the time. You're going to give them two choices of times. We have Thursday or Friday, AM or PM. And one other one I forgot to put on here actually is you're going to say, great, I make house calls. How many people make house calls anymore? Isn't that, you do? Great. It's really convenient, especially with traffic and everything going on, okay? So you want to be available to come to them and give them a choice of time. Don't just say, well, when do you want me to come? Whenever I'm available. That is too open-ended, okay? Now here's the kicker. Do people sometimes ask you questions, especially when you're new? and maybe you don't know what to say or you get tongue-tied? I know the questions were the scariest part for me. So guess what? We have questions and answers right here of the most commonly asked questions. So one of the questions is, well, what is this device called? What's the name of it? Now, we all know, now that we're in the business and we own one, it's called a galvanic spa. But when you're new, that word galvanic is very foreign. Most people, unless they're professionals, really don't know what that word means. It's hard to spell, it's hard to understand. So we're going to make it simple in the invitation and call it a spa at home. People know what a spa is and they know what home is, but putting them two together, doesn't that sound curious? Do you want to see how that works? Or a wrinkle iron, some people call it that. Name of the company. Now, one of the things that I've found is that if I lead by saying Nu Skin, the manufacturer, where I'm from, Nu Skin's been around for 25 years. Sometimes people say, Nu Skin? My grandma used to sell that lotion and potion stuff. And I don't want to be grouped in with somebody's grandma. I want them to know that this is a hot, new, sexy technology that they have to be part of. Not something just for grandma. I mean, grandma can get one too, okay? So what I recommend to save you, from having to explain a lot on the phone is come up with your own name for your company. Mine is Elite Industries International. Or you can use a generic one. We have like Solutions for Anti-Aging. So you don't have to get into it. Now, if they say to you, this sounds like Nu Skin, is this Nu Skin? Absolutely, Nu Skin's our manufacturer. Do you have one of our devices? No? You haven't had a demo? Where have you been, living under a rock? You gotta get one, okay? The next question is, how much does it cost? Well, it's $350, but Susan, I'm not asking you to buy one, I'm coming over to train and practice, okay? And then the last one I usually get a lot is, what is the website? Well, Susan, I can send you some info, no problem, but what I'm really calling for to see if you're available to help this week, or is this just not a good time? Get back to the reason you called. You're not calling to have her do a research project. You want to know, can you practice on her? And usually that'll get them off of that. And I usually give them websites once I've met with them so that they have some reference to go on besides just a photo. Now, if they're out of state or out of the area, of course you'll have to improvise, okay? One last thing I want to show you before we jump into the game is that very often if you're working with men or maybe very serious business-minded women, like we have some real high-powered realtors that this technique, they might say, I don't have time, or model, I'm a tough guy, why would I be a model, okay? You guys ever come across these type people, okay? We have another technique that you can use that says the same thing up until project and device, but it says, do you know anyone looking to take on a business project right now? I'm looking for someone of your caliber. Can you recommend someone? And very often the response will say is, well, I don't know. I have to see what it is before I can give you a name. Great. I'm going to be in your area on Thursday or Friday. I want to meet for coffee. I'll summarize the business plan. What's best for you? And just meet with them. I still do a demonstration on them, but my approach is not necessarily the model approach, because some men are not so sure on that, and really busy professional women, sometimes they won't take the time in the middle of the day, okay? So do you feel like you have the hang of it? You got the words down a little bit? Okay, so here's the thing, Nicole. Stick to about 80% of what's on here, and then the other 20%, just be yourself and your personality. And I'm gonna give you a couple signals while we're on the phone, okay? So one of them is gonna be speed it up. Okay. Another one is slow it down, talk slower. This one is get off the phone, you're in the danger zone. Tell them somebody's at the door and you have to go. And thumbs up means you're great, you're on the right track, keep going. Okay? So when you're doing this at home, do it with a partner. Stand up and pace around because it helps with the nervous energy. And when you stand up, you get more air flowing through when you're on the phone, you sound better. And when the call's done, we always end it with a high five. Now some of you are going, I can't believe that's just too cheesy, I'm not going to do that. But you know what? There's something very magical about the high five. The more high fives I've had people do, the more money they make. So don't doubt the high five. Are you ready? Okay. So who are we going to call?
Who? Oh, just a name.
Yeah, just pick somebody you want to practice.
Okay, let's just say Lauren.
Okay, I'll be Lauren. Now here's the other thing. Don't look at me with eye contact because on the phone you can't have eye contact, right? Yep. So look at the Post-it notes and just focus. Oh, great. So we're going to start the call with ring ring. And you're going to focus here and I'm going to help point them out to you, okay? And I'll try not to fall off the stage. Go over here. That's okay to put your back to them. They're not even here. Don't worry about them.
Okay.
It's just you and me in your living room, okay?
Who's ring?
You're going to ring me, right? Just like you're dialing the phone.
Okay. Ring.
Hello?
Hi, Lauren.
Oh, hi, Nicole.
How are you going?
I'm good.
Okay. Lauren, I just wanted to know if now is a good time to have a chat.
Oh, yeah, I'm just around the house with the kids, just cleaning up. Yeah, what's going on?
So how are the kids going?
Oh, just getting ready for school, and Billy's got soccer, and Sue's taking piano lessons, and, it's just run.
And how are you?
Everything's okay, I kind of wish I had more time to myself. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I do. Actually, it's interesting that you mentioned about the time to yourself. I called about wanted to have a bit of a chat to you about business. Is now an okay time?
Yeah, what kind of business? What do you mean?
Well, I've actually got a project, and I wanted to know if I could have your help with the project.
Well, what do you mean? Like, what kind of project? What is it?
Well, we've got a little device. It's about the same size as your cell phone. It uses energy and makes people's faces smoother and younger.
Really? Have you used it?
Yeah, it's painless and it works in minutes.
Is it Botox?
No.
Oh my God.
I needed Botox, babe.
Oh, no, but I've just never heard of it.
Okay. Well, I was actually looking for a model because I was wanting to know if I could practice with my beauty computer, practice my technique. Can you help me out, Lauren?
Yeah. What do you need me to do?
Okay. How does Thursday or Friday work for you? Which one's better for you?
Friday's good. John will be home with the kids.
Okay, AM or PM?
Come by Friday night.
Okay, now, because you've got the kids, I do house calls, so it makes it easier for you. So Friday night, does that work?
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt. And do I have to take my makeup off?
It'd be a good idea to take your makeup off. You'll get maximum results, I would imagine.
But what is the name of this thing again?
Okay, that's a great question. It's Spa at Home.
And who makes it?
Now, solutions for anti-aging.
Oh, okay. Well, how much does something like this cost? Because John, things have been really slow in real estate, so we don't have a lot of extra right now.
Okay, well just remember that we're practicing technique, but if you want to keep in the back of your mind, it's about $350.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I look forward to seeing you on Friday night, and we'll catch up with you and John.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks,
All right,
Sarah.
thanks, Nicole. Bye. Good job. So let me ask you, how did that feel going through that?
Great. Oh, great. I just did what Dan said and forgot about you guys. Sorry.
Now, did you feel nervous or like you'd lost your words at any point, or did you?
No, because in actual fact, this is fantastic for me because I'm dyslexic. So by having keywords, I can pick up on it easily, whereas scripts just freak me out.
Right.
So, yeah.
Did it help having somebody there to guide you on the pace of the call and let you know you were doing good?
Right.
Doesn't it help? It helps to have a buddy. Now, even if the person's not in the business, if it's your spouse, your friend, it doesn't matter. Just somebody who can point and send hand signals, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for helping. You did a great job.
Right.
Great job. You're welcome.